Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my Discord server called Luke 10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying out the Focke-Wulf Ta H-1. The Focke-Wulf Ta H-1 was a remarkable but very late-war German high-altitude fighter interceptor. The Ta traces its lineage to the Focke-Wulf FW-190 series, especially the FW-190 Dora. Designer Kurt Tank sought to evolve the FW-190 platform for much better high-altitude performance. In 1943, the RLM designated this new development the Ta-152. The prefix TA honored Kurt Tank. The Ta-152H had a pressurized cockpit, a very long wingspan, and an engine optimized for high altitude. Because Germany by late 1944 was under increasing pressure by bombing raids, fuel/part shortages, and production disruptions, the Ta-152 program was pushed hard, sometimes prematurely. Many early prototypes suffered technical problems. While the Ta-152 had a number of variants, the H-1 was the principal production version of the high-altitude H family. For example, the Ta-152H's wingspan was 47.4 feet, compared to the FW-190 D9's wingspan, which was 34.4 feet. That's a 13-foot difference. The Ta-152H-1 had a younger Zumo 213 E1 inline 12-cylinder engine. This engine produced about 2,000 horsepower. The Ta-152H-1's armament consists of two 20mm MG151 cannons and one 30mm Mk108 cannon. The Ta-152 entered service in January of 1945. The operational debut was mid-February of 1945 when JG-301 engaged U.S. bombers near Berlin and the Ta-152 claimed a B-17 shot down. German records indicate only a handful of air victories by the type. One German source says that as of April 30th, 1945, only two Ta-152 C1s were still operational, which hints at how rare the type's actual frontline service was. Many aircraft were lost not in combat, but due to engine fires, technical failures, lack of spares, or even grounded because of those issues. The type therefore never had the chance to have any meaningful impact on the air war despite its advanced design. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Right now I'm just trying to climb as high as I can so I can boom and zoom some people. Since I'm flying the Ta-152, I'm definitely going to want to stay as high as I possibly can. This aircraft really does excel at high altitudes. I've got my squad mate Honor with me. I know I can count on him, and we're going to try to get some great teamwork kills. A little bit of teamwork can really go a long way. We've got two enemy aircraft coming up towards us. One's a Seafire and one's a Spitfire. Both are really good aircraft. We definitely want to be very careful and make sure that they do not get above us. Looks like the two enemy aircraft are diving, and now we get a J2M to deal with up high. I really don't like seeing J2Ms up high. Generally, the J2M is very good at high altitude, depending on the model. If they're the later war models, then they're going to be a lot better at high altitude. The J2M2s and the J2M3s didn't have turbochargers, so they weren't that great at higher altitudes. But if they're at medium altitudes, that's where they're really going to shine. Not to say that the M2s and the M3s weren't good at high altitude. I'm just saying the M4s and the M5s were definitely better. Honor and I are pretty much the highest aircraft, thankfully, so we're just going to try to boom and zoom some people. We see the Seafire that kind of dove down here, so we're going to go for him. I start my dive here. The Mk108s are very hard to aim, so I just have to be as precise as possible. When I'm in the dive, I'm also just going to monitor my airspeed. Thankfully, I'm able to take him out, so now immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Now we've just got a bunch of enemies out in the middle, and they're down low, so all we have to do here is just boom and zoom them. We're not going to take any turn fights. We're only going to boom and zoom. That's what these aircraft are for, especially the Ta-152 and the Bf-109 that Honor's in. Honor and I dove down, and we got two enemies below us. I'm going to head for this Corsair. We're both going to make sure to get behind these enemies. Thankfully, that Spitfire goes down. Now it's just this Corsair we got to deal with. I'm coming in pretty fast. I fire the gun there to hopefully get a lucky shot, but unfortunately I missed, so I'm going to have to pull back up. But that's totally fine because that's exactly what a boom and zoom is. But then I look behind me, and thankfully Honor kills that Corsair. Now all we have to do is just climb back up to altitude, and we're always going to be looking around us, being aware of all our surroundings. Even if you don't get that kill on the first pass, you're still able to trade that airspeed for the altitude. And then once you climb back up to altitude, just do it all over again. We know that there are two enemies left in the game, and we see one Corsair out in front of us, so we're going to head for him. We both see that this Corsair is turning around. I'm already above him, but Honor's at his altitude, so he's got to be very careful here. As I get closer, I'm going to start my dive. As I get behind him, I'm going to start firing at him there. I just have to be very mindful of my airspeed, though, because I am going very fast. The Corsair is also a very fast plane. I just want to make sure that I don't overshoot. And now he's going to take this fight into the canyon. We've got a wall on both sides of us, so we got to be very careful here. I also want to make sure I don't waste all my ammo. As long as I can stay behind him, I'll be able to get a shot off. I'm able to hit him there. He's trying to hug the canyon wall as much as he can. Thankfully I hear Honor behind me. He's able to scare the Corsair up pretty good. Thankfully after that Corsair maneuvered, he lost a lot of his energy. I'm able to hit him again there. Looks like he loses his flight control surfaces, and I'm able to take him out. And then immediately after that kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and we're always going to be looking around us, being aware of all our surroundings. I definitely want to try to get out of this canyon, because now I see that A-21 coming in. He's coming in really quick. He starts firing at Honor, but thankfully Honor is able to maneuver out of the way. I'm just trying to get as much altitude as I possibly can. He's still coming in really quick, and now he's coming for me. My only option here is to use the canyon as cover. I'm going to dive down straight to the river, and just hug the canyon wall. If I keep this up, there's no way he's going to be able to get a shot off on me. And thankfully, just like that, he's not able to and flies directly over me. But unfortunately, now he's just going to use his airspeed to his advantage. But now since he's flying away from me, I'm going to use that to my advantage and climb. Now I don't have to feel so vulnerable to have such a low airspeed at such a low altitude. He starts heading straight into our Ju-288. He's already in trouble. But then thankfully he's able to pilot snipe the A-21, which is great for us. And then thankfully we win the game. Now we're in the second game and we're up high once again. We're definitely going to try to kill the highest enemies before we boom and zoom down low. Honor and I have some great teamwork coming up. Honor pulled up hoping that J2M would pull up with him, and thankfully he did. Now I'm going to come in and he doesn't see me. It's also not very smart to go vertical with the BF-109. BF-109s are very good in the vertical. Now he's got no energy, he's at my mercy, and I'm just going to fire away. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft I'm going to fly next, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.